Hi, this is George from Positive Healing Hypnosis. This video here is to help you to be more mindful, right, on your smoking. So it's an incredibly powerful technique. I learned this from Dr. David Burns. If you look up Dr. David Burns in Google, you'll find out how powerful, unbelievable this man is. His contribution to the field of psychology. All right. He used to be with University of Penn, and now he's with Stanford. He has changed millions of people's of life in the field of cognitive behavior therapy. Right. He himself, by the way, in an interview recently, was sharing that that he used to smoke and he used hypnosis to stop. Okay. And I'm using one of his many tools to help you. Right. This is called smoking. I've kind of changed things around. Smoking pleasure predicting sheet. Smoking pleasure predicting sheet. Listen, all you have to do is take a piece of paper, right? Just take any piece of paper and draw three columns. The first one is the what I wrote here, each cigarette you smoke. So there are 20 cigarettes in a pack, right? If you smoke a pack, right, that means there are 20 times you're smoking. I want you to write down each time you're smoking. For example, when you wake up, or if you get up to use the bathroom, when you have your morning cup of coffee, right after breakfast, or when you're driving, right, or after a meal. Do you understand? Whenever it is you smoke, just write it down. Just write it down. That's in the first column. The second column, right, is the predicted pleasure. Because your subconscious mind and you, right, has predicted. There's a trigger going on. There is a subconscious relationship going on that you need to sever. You need to break it, right? And we're going to do it together, right? But I want you to first be mindful about it and I want you to just before smoking the cigarette, let's say with your morning cup of coffee, right? Make a prediction how wonderful and awesome that cigarette is going to feel. That's your favorite cigarette. Just write 100%. Write it in percentage, okay? And do it for each column, all right? Then go ahead and smoke. Go ahead and smoke that cigarette. After that, actual pleasure, right? In this column, the third column, actual pleasure, just write down after you smoke that particular cigarette, does it match up to my predicted pleasure? Was it really that good? You see, here's the concept that behind this, and you have to understand this. In your subconscious, you had hypnotized yourself. You had hypnotized yourself, and you have put smoking in the positive column of your life. And we mentioned, and I talked to you about this, right? In the positive column of your life. I want you to now to start slowly shifting it into the negative column, right? Because if it stays in the positive column, just like a dog who's always hungry, you will always want to go back to it, right? You want to see it for what it is. You're not going to stupidly magnify it. You're not going to stupidly minimize it. You just want to first see, am I really getting that much pleasure? Because with nicotine, with smoking, vaping, or chewing tobacco, right? It's a very strange phenomena, right? For the smoker, they are placing this mythical, magical pleasure, like benefits, positiveness to that cancer stick. Okay? That the rest of the planet does not derive from. The rest of the planet looks at it and says, like, the hell is going on here? Because only about 11% of the population on planet Earth smokes. So what happens to the rest of us? We don't get that kind of pleasure. We don't see the connection, right? And this is where I want you to see, and this is the nicotine doing it to you. It makes you think that way. And this way, I want you to do a research on it, right? So once again, just write it out, the pleasure predicting sheet, just for every single cigarette. Just write down when you were going to smoke it. Before you smoked it, predict how wonderful and awesome and like life changing this is going to be. And then after you smoke, just be honest and be mindful about it. It goes like, you know what, maybe it was awesome, or maybe eh, yeah, honestly, if I really think about it, I really didn't get too much out of it. Okay. Cheers.